Hello everyone, in this video we are going to talk about peptide bond that's present in proteins. So I'm going to make it super easy for you. So let's get started. I'm going to draw amino acids over here to make this concept a little bit pictorial. So let's take 2 or more amino acids if you want, and that's it. Okay, I'm not putting here R, I'm going to put a H over here. So a real amino acid, that's a glycine. Next, I'm going to draw something like this. Alright, this is your alanine. Next, you have to prepare a peptide bond. Condensation of amino acids is your peptide bond. Now peptide bond requires dehydration, which means removal of H2O. You have to remove water over here. So you have to take out OH from the first amino acid and H from the second amino acid. It means the water will be taken out, and once the water is taken out, the bond which is formed is called a peptide bond. Okay, we have a protein over here. Always remember, the first terminal of this protein will be N terminal, and the last terminal of any protein will be a C terminal. These terminals are formed because of amino group and carboxyl group. So have you ever heard of the term dipeptide? It's one of the most important terms when we talk about proteins or peptide bonds. So what's a dipeptide? Di means two. Peptide is like protein chain. So when amino acids combine together, they don't directly form protein, because proteins are really very advanced and modified structures. So amino acids first form peptones. Maybe they form peptides, and then they form peptones, and then they form proteins. Now dipeptide is like two peptides. It means that the number of amino acids over here are 2. Now can you tell me how many peptide bonds are present in dipeptide? Your options are, is it 2, or is it 1, or is it 3? If you answered 1, so your answer is definitely correct. Why? Dipeptide is like 2 amino acid, and 2 amino acid require only 1 peptide bond. That's why dipeptide have 2 amino acids in 1 peptide bond. This is really an interesting question, and it have came in a lot of past papers of many university level examinations. Alright, talking about protein a little bit more. The peptide bond, it's all clear. That is it. Peptide bond is really very simple to form. You just have to put the water out, and here we go, your bond is ready to go. So proteins in a cell, let me just utilize this space. So we already discussed a lot of things about proteins, but still a few important points were left. So proteins, we all know the most abundant thing in the protoplasm is water, which is 70 to 80%, right? But if we talk about the most abundant biomolecule in protoplasm, that's proteins. And then comes carbohydrates, lipids, nucleic acids, and then ions, and so on and so forth. So few proteins are soluble in water, while few are not. Remember the word few. not all proteins are soluble in water. And in the last video, we discussed the most abundant protein in a couple of places, so I'm just going to repeat that for you. The most abundant protein is in biosphere is ribisco, which is an enzyme in 3 cycle. The most abundant protein in humans is collagen. Not only humans, it's like animal world. This is like biosphere, which includes like every living organism. Animal world is like animals, like humans, like mammals, like birds. Then the most abundant contractile protein, I mean like the protein which is useful for contractions, is myosin, which is present in our muscles and helps us to contract while we want to make movements. So next, we learned about Zwirr ion in the previous videos, and the pH on which Zwirr ion was formed was known as isoelectric point, right? Pi. And one more thing, the pH on which carboxyl group of amino acid works as a base is 7.4. Means carboxyl group is acidic, right? But in case of amino acids, when the pH is 7.4, this carboxyl group will work as a base. Quite interesting, right? Then the melting point of amino acid is more than 200 degrees centigrade. That's quite a large number. Next we will probably discuss about the classification of proteins and maybe about the sequence of amino acid and a couple of more questions about this chapter, this topic, and then I think we are going to end this. So that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching.